Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I am back here on a live because I want to pop in and tell you all what's going on as far as events. I know we're always talking about this on Mid-City Beat. I'm always trying to get you guys the best information, the live information of what's coming and what to go out and check out and what's worth going out and checking out. So I have my list here. Also, I want to remind you to go to events.midcitybeat.com. And we are putting up events every single day there, and all sorts of different events. Foodie events, theater, music, you name it. We're trying to get it up there. Also, of course, on social media. But yeah, there's lots going on as usual. Andy announced the Festival de Animas. I know a lot of people always ask me, Steph, when are they putting that information up? Well, they put it up already last week, and we have a whole article in English where you can visit there, visit midcitybeat.com and go to our article about the events, and everything's in English because right now the city only has all of the events in Spanish. But I'm going to tell you more about the highlights right there in just a second. But before we get there, this Friday and Saturday is Oktoberfest here that they're going to celebrate at Paseo 60 at the Hop Experience. If you guys don't know what Paseo 60 is, it's kind of a cultural center. Well, let's say it's a gastronomic center where they have live music, gastronomy, food, drink, but they also have a lot of shopping. They have hotels, lots of things going on there, but it's a cool space. They have a large outdoor area. It's totally family friendly. It's pet friendly. So they're having the Hop Beer Experience, which is a microbrew hotspot for those of you guys who like microbrews. They're having the Oktoberfest this Friday. So it starts at 6. It goes until midnight, and you can go and they'll have different German style beers. They'll have different food, kind of like an Oktoberfesty ambiance. So that'll be kind of fun. That's on Friday and Saturday starting at 6. So go check that out. Also, on October 4th and 5th at Armando Manzanero Theater, there will be the ballet Swan Lake. And you can get your tickets at tusboletos.mx. And it's going to be an incredible show. You can watch the dancers of the Peninsular Dance Company. And the dancer, the Cuban dancer, Michael Parreño is the main choreographer and director of that ballet, and he's spectacular. He's incredible. So that'll be really cool. That's this Friday and Saturday. Go on to tusboletos.mx and you can go check out get the tickets for the Swan Lake. Also, if you've been driving up by City Center and you see these huge tents, you're probably like, okay, circus in town, and you're perfectly right. It's TME Circus, and it started last week, and their shows are at 8 o'clock Monday through Thursday. On Friday and Saturday, it's 4 p.m. and 8 o'clock. And then on Sundays, you have a 12 p.m., a 4 p.m., and 8 o'clock show. So check that out. I haven't been yet, but I think I'm going to go because I kind of like that kind of stuff. There's going to be magic and acrobats and all sorts of things. We'll see. Those circus, those brings us back to the circus days. The memories of the circus. All right, so also coming up, now kind of switching gears to the Hanal Pishan Day of the Dead activities. There's a couple of things that I want to note. Of course, Hanal Pishan means food for the souls, and that's in Maya, and that's what's celebrated here in Yucatan. It's a little bit different from the other parts of Mexico. If you don't know too much about the history or the difference, or the different cultures and the different traditions for this time of the Day of the Dead, I have written lots of articles on that. So you can go to midcitybeat.com and just search Go Day of the Dead or Hanal Pishan, and there's lots of information about that. It's pretty interesting. But on the October the 30th, I want you all to note down, I every year have been hosting alongside a tour guide who I call my Yucatecan guru, really the Southern Mexican guru, Carlos Sosa, who I've interviewed on Mid-City Beat lots of times. We do different trips, and so we are getting together a trip that we've done every year to Pemuch, Campeche. It's going to happen on the 30th of October this year. There's only space for about 16 people. And the experience is going to Campeche, going to Pomuch, which is 2 hours from Merida. And we go to a family's house, a family, friends of our tour guide, Carlos. And we have an experience there where they're going to make pib in their backyard with the underground oven. Of course, pib is the traditional tamale that they make here in the region. And it's very famous, and that's like everybody eats the musi pollo, or they, for short they call it pib. Pib is actually the name of the underground oven, but they call it pib, right? It's the musi pollo. It's a big tamale that has chicken and other things, lots of different things. It kind of depends on who's making it. But we go and we make the pib, and then we go to the cemetery. In Pomuch, they have a really specific and beautiful ritual tradition of cleaning the bones of their ancestors. It can be very strange and maybe intense for some people to think about, but in this part of Campeche, really specifically to Pomuch, which is a small town, and then a few different very small villages around Pomuch, in their cemetery, it's open. So the tombs are actually like boxes, tombs that are open, and there's a box inside the tomb with bones, and they have it set up very beautifully, I think, because I like this. I like this sort of these sort of traditions. But they have the bones set up all throughout the year, so you can go to the cemetery and you can walk through the cemetery and see the bones, skulls, and the bones of their ancestors, their aunts, uncles, etc. But the tradition in Pomuch is that every year during the Day of the Dead time, they take out the bones and they clean them with the whole family. The children clean them. It depends on each family, right? But it's very much a treasured tradition in this area. They take them out, they clean them, because of course over the years they get dusty and they lose, little by little the bones disintegrate. They're out, exposed to the elements. And so they clean them up, they put a clean sheet in there, they put flowers, etc. And then they put it back in the tomb for the rest of the year. And so they do that every time during this year. And the family that we go visit invites us to go and kind of see how it is that they do this ritual. So it's something that we are invited into the family's house. They cook the traditional food with us, and then they invite us to see this at the cemetery. So it's really a special trip. If you're interested, then you can contact me. Just send me a private message on Mid-City Beat, and I'll get you all of the information. That's happening October 30th. So I would say what day of the week that is, but I might be lying. I think it's Tuesday, but let me see. Well, I'll check. But it's October 30th, and we're gonna leave at 7:30 in the morning, and then we won't get back to about 6. So we go do the pib experience, and then we go to the cemetery, and then we also get a tour of the traditional bakery that's over 100 years, and they have awesome bread. The pan de Pomuch is really famous. It has cheese and jalapenos and ham in it, and it's baked in a wood-fired oven, ceramic wood-fired oven. Good. So anyway, we go get a tour of that, and then we get bread, and then we head home. So check, if you're interested, again, message me, and I will get you all the information. I'll be posting more about this on Mid-City Beach as well. Also, the Festival de Animas is coming, and I know everybody's always looking for that information. Again, like I said, I have it in English in Mid-City Beach, so you can check that out. It's under the Day of the Dead in Yucatan. The city of Merida announces 2024 Hanal Pishan. And I've been sharing that link, but you can go on Mid-City Beat and get that information in English. Also, they have it, of course, all the information is in Spanish on the merida.gov.mx/animas website. So you can go on there. But I'm gonna give you a few of the highlights, note down some of the days because they're up and running. Okay. So it starts on Saturday, October 26th. There's going to be a festival of Catrinas in the Remate de Paseo Montejo. The Catrinas, if you know what they are, are the skeletons that are dressed up. It's a tradition that comes from a relatively modern Mexico. It's more in the central part of Mexico. It's not Yucatecan tradition, but it's really fun, and it's very, people think of the Day of the Dead, and you think of the Katrina. So they're having a Katrina presentation. It's not the parade, because they will have that too, but that's a few days later. It's the festival. So that kicks off Saturday, October 26th at the Remate de Paseo de Montejo at 8 o'clock. So that'll be fun. Another thing to note down is Sunday, October 27th. They're going to inaugurate the grand monumental altar at the Plaza Grande. So that's going to be really beautiful. It's going to be there. They're going to inaugurate it on the 27th, but it'll be there through the 2nd of November. So you have time to go see that. And that's going to be, the inauguration's at 6 o'clock. Of course, the mayor is going to be there. They're going to present the altar. And it's a beautiful altar that they make, and they create with lots of different pictures of their loved ones, and all the traditional food that you put on the altar, and all the culture. So that's really cool. That's on the 27th of October. That'll be the inauguration, but you can go to the Plaza Grande and see that throughout the season. On the 29th of October is a Tuesday. They're going to have the Paseo de Animas, but in Concal, which is the parade of the Animas. And that's going to be in not Concal, in Cauquel. In Cauquel. So they're kind of taking this parade to some of the comisarias, or some of the small towns outside of Merida as well. But the big parade that everybody goes to is the Paseo de Animas, and that is going to be this year on Thursday, October the 31st. That is down in the area of the cemetery. It starts in the cemetery, and then it goes to the Parque de San Juan, La Ermita, San Sebastián, and it's a huge, huge event. So this is the event where, starting in the cemetery, the idea is that all the souls are coming back home, because during the days of the dead, or the first and the second, the 31st is the children's day, and then the first and the second for the adults, the souls come back to the families, and that's the tradition. They set up the altar, and they set food. They have food out, the family members' favorite foods, and so this is kind of I would say a theatrical interpretation of that. So people dress up. It's not open for everybody to dress up, right? There are the specific people that go down with the government and other parts of the community. They go into the cemetery, and they dress in their traditional dress, and they paint their face like skeletons, and they leave the cemetery in a very kind of solemn parade, like very quiet, beautiful parade, as they're leaving the cemetery, and they go all the way down and I think around the La Ermita. But it's really cool. It's really impressive, because you see this huge, parade of souls coming out of the cemetery. So that's always a beautiful experience. It's an experience where there's a ton of people there. So there's going to be lots and lots and lots of people. I would suggest you go early. It starts at 8, but you can get there more around 6 or so. They're going to have, when you get there early, you'll see all of the altars that will be lined up on the street. There's going to be bazaars. There's going to be regional dances. There's going to be food. I mean, it's a whole event. Trova Yucateca. Lots and lots of things, so you can go and just put that on your list. That's on Thursday, October 31st. So check that out, and that'll be good. Also, remember, parking is going to be non-existent, really. And even if you do find parking, you're not going to be able to leave until 3 in the morning. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have to do a lot of walking that night, and it's best just to park far or get an Uber in or something, and then walk in. And then also, leaving, Ubers are impossible, so you forget about Uber leaving, and you're just gonna have to walk. So just keep that in mind. If you have some sort of an issue where you don't walk very well, or if you're going with somebody that has some difficulty walking, etc., just keep that in mind and get there with lots of time, so that it's a comfortable situation. And let's see, just a few more events here that I'm going to note. Let's see, okay, this is the 2nd of November. There is that desfile de Catrinas, right? That's going to be the parade of Katrinas. So that's always really fun. And that is going to be in the gastronomic corridor, culinary row on the 47, and it's going all the way to the plancha. So that's always fun. And you can see that if you're out and about by Paseo de Montejo. That's going to be on the 2nd of November in the evening, 8 p.m. So lots of things going on, and I'm just giving you some of the highlights. There are so many events, lots of different things that you can go to, theaters, regional dances, all sorts of things every day. And the main thing to keep in mind is it starts on October 26th and it goes all the way until the 3rd of November. And there's even one event on the 8th of November. So that's kind of what the city of Merida is doing. Remember, if you are interested in going to Comuch Campeche with us on the 30th of October, let me know and I will get you that information. And that's it for today. Don't forget that every Friday I am on Radio Mundo 89.3, and that's going to be at 8 o'clock. My day switched. I was on Wednesdays, and now I'm on Fridays. Got the Friday night show. So it's going to be great. Tomorrow night I am with Nancy Sweeney, Dr. Nancy Sweeney, who's a psychologist from Harvard University, and we are finishing up our series on narcissism. So it should be really fun. This is really fun and really interesting, right? This is the Inside the Mind of a Narcissist tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Radio Mundo 89.3. You can also catch it on Spotify. I do post all of the radio shows on Spotify, What's Happening in Yucatan with Stephanie Carmen. You can check that out and follow that channel. Like and follow it. That always helps. And yeah, check out our calendar of events, events.midcitybeat.com. Also, the website. We have lots of stuff coming up on the website. We are moving and shaking. I just launched the Discover Campeche section. You might have seen in social media, I was in Campeche last week. I'll be going back a lot as well. And Campeche is a beautiful state, and there's a lot of things to see there, and it's super close, so it's nice to take advantage of that. And it's just a stop away on the train Maya as well. Also, Valladolid is another section that we have opened up, and we'll be talking a lot about Valladolid. We have Valladolid section. You can check that out on midcitybeat.com. And actually, this weekend in Valladolid is the Queso de Bola Festival. So that should be fun. And Valladolid's amazing. It's an amazing town, and they are very rich in culture and tradition. So anyway, we'll keep you posted. Have a great Thursday. Tune in to the show tomorrow night at 89.3 Radio Mundo.